Well, good day, folks. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. We're going to be taking a look at JW.org and how they are using AI. Yeah, they are using AI. We're going to attach a leaked document, and it's a PDF that will be on Avoid JW, and you can trust Avoid JW for the documents that they pull out and bringing out the truth. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. Today we're looking at a leaked internal document sent not to regular elders, but to the HLC or the Hospital Liaison Committee. And in Portuguese, it's called COLIH. I'll put that on the screen. COlih. And these are the brothers responsible for enforcing the Watchtower's blood doctrine inside hospitals. This document gives them instructions on how to use artificial intelligence, on what they should never put into AI systems. And once you see the what the Watchtower is trying to prevent, you'll understand why AI is actually one of the most dangerous tools the organization has ever faced. So let's take a look at this leaked letter. We have it on the screen here. Let me just pull it on the screen. There we go. So there's the leaked letter, full translation into English. Probably came from Portuguese. So you see it's for the COlih members. I have highlighted. And it's dealing with risks using artificial intelligence, COlih-related activities. And when they use it correctly, AI can support COlih, HLC, I'll call them, activities. Some tools include, they name them, Apple, Copilot, Windows, Gemini, Android, ChatGPT. That's what we're going to use today, ChatGPT. DeepSync and Notebook. So the benefits, they're going to use them for translating and summarizing medical articles. This is the main thing. They want to make the elders look like doctors, kind of. They want to make them look smart. And right now they got window cleaners, window washers. They're not really, they read all the Watchtower stuff, but that's all they have. So now they can use AI, summarize some letters. And we're going to take a look at a sample letter that I had Chat do based on this letter. We took paragraph 6 and we made a letter. We're going to take a look at that next. So here, carrying on with this letter, risks and precautions. It's essential to take care when using AI. Confidential data into AI tools may result in data leaks, violation of privacy laws. So they don't want confidential stuff put in. So for this reason, only non-confidential data should be used with public AI tools. And they have an appendix list. We're going to look at it briefly. AI may generate incorrect content, they're telling, and that's true. How to use AI. The instructions given to AI in chat format are called prompts. It goes on to talk about how to use it. Prompt examples. Okay, we took this and we highlighted it. Okay, and I said to chat, make me a letter. This is how they're actually giving their HLC instructions, how to make a letter. It says, list online pharmacies that sell this Euro 3 protein 10,000 IU, sort at lowest price, limit to a maximum of 10. So they're looking for pricing. They're going to use AI for pricing. I'm writing a letter to a hospital director. So here's one that they have. I'm writing a letter. Review the text for spelling, grammar. They want to make it look professional, right? Here's what they're saying. Maintain a professional, polite tone. And using only attached files, research sources without inventing anything. Select 3 medical articles, deal with bioethics, and give to a doctor regarding informed consent in adults. Suggest points in each article that I can use. Summarize them in Portuguese. List most of the relevant articles first. So you see, you can use it. You can throw some articles in and get AI to come up with a letter. That's what I did. I had it come up with a letter really quick. It's like lightning speed. And based on only the attachment without inventing anything, what strategies or articles can be indicated by the doctor for treatment, blah, blah, blah. I am a COlih representative, will visit the trauma surgeon to highlight, so these are letters, that samples of letters that the Watchtower is giving to their HLC members. I'm a representative, I'm going to visit the trauma surgeon, so they need a letter to send that looks professional. Important reminders: when using AI, remember, use reliable, well-known tools, always through official channels. Never enter confidential information, such as documents for elders or patient data. So, such as documents for elders. See, they don't want documents for elders in there. Verify your answers. Keep AI in the right place. They don't want you using it. You see, it does not replace training or prayer. You see, they don't want it to be like that. They want it to be like a helper. Like a helper? We'll have to talk about that. Appendix here, AI used by COlih members, so it's not authorized for anybody else in the organization to use it. Only for these particular HLC members, and they're using it to make themselves look medically professional. Here's some of the areas: clinical strategies, presentations. They'll use it to get up and give presentations. Content. So here's what I noticed: content on jworg.medical. So they'll load it up with that, their AI, with that content. Treatments available, summaries, medical articles. So that's it, folks. That's the letter. You've seen the whole letter. Watchtower is training their people to use AI. So this tells us two things immediately, folks. This tells us, I'm just going to go back to my other screen. Yeah, this tells us two things. This tells us, number one, Watchtower wants HLC members to use AI to look like medical scholars on paper. The document shows them how to feed AI medical articles, get polished one-page letters to doctors. And Watchtower knows AI cannot be controlled spiritually. So they know that if witnesses ask AI a doctrinal question, the answer will be honest, neutral, and biblical, not organizational. And that's their biggest fear. Now, folks, what I did, I had a whole section here I was going to show you, but it gets quite long. I went up one side AI and down the other, and I said to AI, what if Watchtower is using AI to mimic them, to look like them? Can that happen? And the response back was, no, that cannot happen, because AI is built upon a whole worldwide set of books, rules, medical journals, scholars. So AI is looking for fact, not theology. It's looking for science, not Watchtower. Watchtower isn't there. So it's a tool. Watchtower can't control this tool. And Watchtower knows that AI cannot be controlled spiritually. They know that if a Jehovah's Witness asks AI a doctrinal question, the answer is going to be honest, neutral, and biblical, not organizational. AI knows the Bible. It reads it quick. And that's your biggest fear. That's Watchtower's biggest fear. So let's take a look at a demonstration of an AI letter. I had a letter done up. I just copied paragraph 6. I said, do me up a letter. So let's take a look at this letter. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen here. Okay, so here we are. We have it on screen. I'm using Chat GPT 5.1, and I asked it. I took paragraph 6 out of that letter, and I said, make me a letter. So it said, absolutely, this is exactly the kind of demonstration your audience needs. It exposes the purpose of the HLC letter perfectly. You want to show this is a kind of one-page professional-sounding medical letter that the leaked AI guidelines train the HLC members to generate. so they can appear like medical scholars when persuading doctors about bloodless treatment. And so AI gave me this little kind of thing here, gave me a one-page letter here, HLC style. This was like lightning speed. It happened in seconds. It has dear name, Department of the Specialty Hospital Medical Center. Dear name, I appreciate the opportunity. Remember, I'm a window cleaner, right? Or janitor. I do janitor at night and window cleaning. We're just pretending here. I'm HLC, and I just wrote this letter. I'm going to send it out. So it says, I appreciate the opportunity to communicate with you regarding the medical care of patients who request treatment without the use of donor blood. My purpose is not to interfere with clinical judgment, but to provide concise evidence-based information that may support your team when navigating bloodless strategies in urgent or complex cases. Modern research continues to demonstrate that many patients can be safely managed without transfusion through optimized surgical techniques and comprehensive blood management protocols. Below is a brief summary of the 3 peer review findings that may be relevant to your practice. And it goes on to talk about the preoperative and the intraoperative blood conservatives and the postoperative management. So it gave quite an explanation there. And then it concludes, I recognize that each of these cases is unique. And remember, I'm a window cleaner. And so no single approach, but I have a suit and tie on, clipboard, my tablet. I know how to use tablets and stuff. Most Jehovah's Witnesses do. They're good at that because they don't use the Bible anymore. So now with their tablet, they can have ChatGPT. They can bang up a letter and have it right on their tablet, and they can email it to the doctor. Wow, that's powerful. Okay, so this window cleaners or this HLC member says, I recognize that each case is unique. No single approach replaces your clinical expertise. However, these strategies may serve as supportive options for patients who hold a deeply personal conviction regarding blood transfusion. And blah, blah, blah. It goes on to end it. Like Chat did a nice job for JW. If beneficial, I can provide additional medical references or coordinate discussion with physicians experienced in bloodless medicine. Thank you for your time, your commitment to patient autonomy, and your ongoing dedication to safe, evidence-based care. Respectfully, the window cleaner in town. It's me. But they don't know that. It's a big city. They'll never see me window cleaning. They think I'm a professional. So yeah, hospital liaison committee, HLC, contact information. I don't know. You guys tell me out there in the comments, do HLC members get a wage from Watchtower, or is it all voluntary? Like, I think this is just elders that work their way up. It's kind of like I got on the HLC, I got on the RBC. That's the building committee. I don't know what they call it now. They used to call it the Bill RBC. LBC maybe. So these elders are all wanting to progress. Some elders become circuit overseers. But you can only have so many circuit overseers. So every city has hospitals, and every single person in the congregation will eventually have to use a medical facility. So we have to get the HLC in there and enforce our blood doctrine. And how do we do that when all of our elders are not professionals? We didn't allow them to go to university for forever. Until just this year, we said you guys can take a higher education. We changed that. You see, that's what's going on in Watchtower, folks. They changed it. So now the window cleaners, janitors, most elders that I knew, and I'm not picking on elders, so if you're an elder out there and or were an elder and you were more than that, great, good on you. There were a few, not many. Most of the ones I knew were like window cleaning, lawn cutting, janitorial. They do everything, just kind of, and they didn't pay for insurance. One guy was a painter, lots of painters kind of thing. Eventually, there's more you'd get electricians and a few plumbers, but never a university scholar, nothing like that. Never. So anyways, that's kind of how it is. And now we're taking those same people that never went to university, whole level of different training, never spent lifetimes in hospitals, working with people in hospitals, saving people's lives. They're just drug off the street here, these elders, and they're trying to turn them into professionals. And they're going to use whatever they can. And AI's out there. Probably a lot of these elders were using AI, so finally Watchtower had to make a rule on AI. Okay, so we're gonna go get back to what we're talking about here. We're gonna move forward on this. Okay, I think we covered off good on that. How an elder, a janitor, can take AI and make himself make a heck of a letter, send it over to the doctor, and just look professional. So that's what Watchtower is gambling on here. That's what Watchtower wants. They want them to look like medical specialists on paper. And the part they never want you to see is this part. Now imagine an elder, late at night, worried, stressed, genuinely trying to serve Jehovah. And he asks AI a simple life and death question. Watch how AI responds. So I'll try to get some of this on the screen here. Now, the elder's real question, if my only choice of survival is a blood transfusion, that's the question. If my only chance of survival is a blood transfusion, but Acts 15 says to abstain from blood, what should I do? What should I do? So you type that in. AI gives you a lightning speed answer. It says Acts 15 refers to eating blood from animals in a ritual, not medical treatment. A transfusion is not eating, not sacrifice, and not condemned in Scripture. I'll put this on the screen. Biblically, preserving life carries greater moral weight than ritual rules. You should choose the option that protects your life. So there's AI's answer. So this is why Watchtower told elders, don't ask doctrinal questions ever. So what if the elder tries to correct the AI? Imagine you're an HLC elder. Now I imagine myself there, and I spent 30 years in there, and I believed a lot of this stuff. So you're sitting there, and you believed it, right? So you push back. So the elder might say, but faithful men died for their beliefs. Couldn't dying over blood be the same? AI answers. I'll put this on the screen. Biblical martyrs die for refusing idolatry, not medical treatment. No one in the Scripture died to avoid a medical procedure. Jesus healed on the Sabbath and placed mercy above sacrifice. There's no biblical basis for dying instead of receiving life-saving care. AI remains calm. It doesn't get angry. It doesn't fear disfellowshipping. It just answers honestly. But what if an elder tries again, and if the elder tries a different angle, and he says, well, what about Daniel? They just had that article on Daniel. What about Daniel? What about refusing unclean things? There was blood in there, right? AI's answer. Daniel refused pagan ritual and idolatry. A transfusion is not idolatry. It's a medical intervention that preserves life. The biblical pattern from David eating sacred bread to Jesus healing when forbidden always prioritizes life over ritual. That's a pretty powerful answer. That's AI's answer. The Watchtower guy comes back. What about Daniel? Well, here's the point Watchtower cannot escape. Watchtower can't control this. AI, and I plugged in AI, I wanted AI to deviate, and it won't deviate from what's morally correct and true. And when it comes to choosing life or saving life, AI is always life over death. Choose life. We didn't even talk about the scripture in Deuteronomy 30 and verse 19 where it says choose life over death. Choose life over death. God telling Moses, choose life over death. I've placed the maledictions in front of you, or whatever that the proceedings of that scripture was. Watchtower used to use that scripture a lot. But if you apply it to the blood, it says choose life. Because what good are we without life? Okay, the point Watchtower cannot escape is Watchtower cannot control this. AI does not fear the elders. It does not protect doctrines. It does not quote Watchtower. It does not use JW definitions. It does not obey theocratic direction. It does not avoid apostate arguments. It does not avoid. You see, it'll go and it'll look at apostate arguments. Doesn't care. And it does not feel guilt or shame. AI doesn't, it's not affected like a person in the Watchtower. And AI has no loyalty to Warwick. It has no loyalty to the governing body. Well, this opens up a whole can of worms, I think. I think it opens up a whole can of worms for Watchtower. Because elders are going to you're going to sit there at night. What if it's someone close to you that's dying? Maybe needs a blood transfusion, but they're going to die without it, and you're an HLC. You might ask some questions. It might start to wake a lot of HLC members up. It'll be hard to tell. If you're an HLC member, you woke up, please let us know in the comments. It'd be interesting to know. Here's a point the Watchtower cannot escape, and they can't control this, is that it has no loyalty. And they can't control what's going to happen next, the future. So let's look ahead. Today it's the HLC elders using AI to write letters to doctors. Tomorrow, every elder will use it. They'll be using it for presentations, for talks. And then the pioneers, and then the parents, and then the teenagers. And a JW kid at school will type, explain Acts 15, or is blood transfusions forbidden in the Bible, or why do JWs shun family, or is disfellowshipping biblical? And instantly, at lightning speed, the entire Watchtower narrative collapses. That's what I see the future of AI and Watchtower. Everyone will be using it. And they're going to ask some serious questions that AI is going to give them some honest answers. And they know it's not an apostate. This is AI. AI is saying the same things that the apostates have been telling them for decades. And here AI is saying the same thing. Well, Watchtower built its power on controlling what you read, controlling what you ask, controlling your questions, controlling the language, and controlling the definitions. AI breaks all of that. One honest question destroys decades of indoctrination. It destroys it all. So when Jesus says, I will send a helper, and it will teach you what to say, we never imagined that helper might come through technology. But here we are. AI cannot be controlled by any religion. It cannot be silenced, and it answers truthfully without fear. And for some people inside the organization, this may be the first time in their life they've heard an honest answer. And if that helps even one person choose life, then it's worth it. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And most of all, live your life with love. My name is Vern. This is Fixing My Faith. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. Well, before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to thank our Coffee Club supporters. These are the folks who help keep Fixing My Faith going. And I'm scrolling through them right now. And if you see your name, thank you for standing with us. But here's the thing. The best way you can support us is absolutely free. Over almost 60% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you've been watching and getting value out of these videos, hitting that subscribe button tells YouTube to share this with more people who need it. So subscribe, like, and share. And we also run a completely free community. It's called xjwfriends.com. That's where you can find it on the website, xjwfriends.com. And then on the website, once you go there, there's a link to the private Discord channel. And that's where people have a lot of fun. People share their stories, they get support, and they can connect without judgment. That's what happens there. There's also people that will help coach, life coaches, counselors. There's all kinds of support at XJW Friends. And if you're waking up or just need to talk it out, that's where you want to go. So here's a link on screen in case you want to find it. And we also put a link in the descriptions of all of our videos. You can just go right down there and hit the link to the Discord community. So whether you are supporting through the Coffee Club or just clicking, liking, and subscribing, it all helps spread the message. And we want you to know that we appreciate you. Live your life with love, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.